Yay!
We made it in through these portals of technology.
Right? I had to click around a few times. This is I like the air meet though. I knew this was going to come about because the aesthetics is just not quite right on Zoom. So I'm like, oh, yep, someone else going to create something. Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, we are. We're still getting familiar with this technology, but I think it's a great alternative. And we're like just super happy to be able to use this technology in a way that helps us to gather. Like right now, where are you at again, Dr.
I'm
Erin?
in Los Angeles, right in the eye of the storm over here.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. That is amazing that we're here in Costa Rica. I don't know if you could hear the jungle sounds, but we are in the midst of the jungle, and we are just so happy to be here and to be able to connect with you who are in Los Angeles. From here, from the jungle.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with your guys' Wi-Fi. I always wonder because I'm always wanting to go somewhere tropical, but half the time you go and the Wi-Fi isn't great, and I'm like, darn, I want them to get it up. So I love Costa Rica.
We're in a co-working house right now, so everybody kind of needs internet around here to get these amazing projects that we're doing. I'm working. Some of my team members were working to create sacred economies. We're working with the Ascension projects here in Costa Rica to create an eco-futuristic holistic center. We're bridging the networks so that we can actually create a physical space that's gonna allow us to have this platform or an offline platform. Right now we're creating the online platform through Harmonizing Humanity, and Ascension is gonna be our offline platform for retreats and residencies and timeshares that we're going to have for people to live in Ascension, either full-time or part-time.
Full immersion.
And so that's the work that we're doing here in Costa Rica. So we're just so honored to be broadcasting from here and to be connecting with you over there in LA. Yeah. So thank you for showing up.
And for thank you for having me. Everyone, really beautiful. And tell me again the area. I've been to Costa Rica before, but tell me again where you guys are in Costa Rica. We're in
a little place called
the Diamante Valley.
Okay, Diamante Valley.
Well, that's the larger area. But right now we're in Platanillo. Sometimes we are also in Uvita as well. And we're kind of like gypsy, so we're always like in different places. But this has been one of our stations.
But tell me where it is in comparison to one of the bigger cities or towns or whatever.
We're like south central. We're not fully south, and we're not fully in the center. We're kind of like right in between.
We're closer to the ocean. We're on the mountain, close to the ocean. So the ocean is about a 10-minute drive down, so we can do the best of both worlds there.
Right.
We're about 20 minutes from the closest bigger city. It's not that big. It's just where you can go buy clothes and go shopping. The main city is San Jose. We're pretty far from San Jose, and we're good on that because we feel a little bit, safer being away from the major city. There's only 2 or 3 major cities here, and they're not that big.
So we feel protected.
I wonder, I always think during these times, if things do get extreme, it could be interesting in some of the South, areas, and because, can be interesting, but I know you guys are being held by divine. So regardless, we know it's all for, no matter what, we grow through all of it. So,
So I wanted to introduce you because I have been introduced to you by my dear friend Tsunami Diamond, who's co-producer of Harmonizing Humanity and whom we are collaborating with. And I've just heard so much magic about you and about all the beautiful things that you're doing in the world. And I know that the first time he mentioned you and your work to me back when I was in LA visiting Tsunami, actually in Murrieta, California, I was just really like, wow, I really want to meet Dr. Erin. And I started looking at your channels and listening to a lot of what you're saying. And I think that it's very well needed in today's age. Basically, what I understand of you is that you are a doctor of divinity.
Yeah, I know. When I heard that, I was like, it was years ago, and I was like, I don't know what that takes, but sign me up. I don't care how long it takes. It was like, love it first, you know. It was like, talk about everything against spirituality. I was like, I want that title and that identity.
You're owning it.
Yeah, we're just totally owning it for sure.
You're owning it in a good way, in a way that is harmonizing humanity. And so we'd love to hear more about that and about what your work is.
Also, I can't really see on here what's. Oh, I see. Okay, there's not a lot of it, which is fine. It's great because we know there's the perfect people on here, right? There's
exactly. Absolutely.
And I think it's really important because as we're all teachers and students here, and we're all holding space for ourselves and for so many in our lives. And so I think today, you know, the conversation that we were thinking we're going to kind of talk about is the things people are dealing with right now, right here, which is feeling overwhelmed, feeling confusion, feeling maybe a little bit of fear, feeling like, where do we go exactly from here? How do we create the new world that we're going into? And so I think that for me, that is the conversation that we're in. And I think it's a really amazing time if you think about it. We get to really create from nothing, which we preach all the time, right? But right now really is where I believe all of the communities of spiritual communities will excel, because everybody is shifting. You know, what happens in these breakdowns, as you guys know, is the reason why people are afraid is because it threatens everything we've known. It threatens our identity. It threatens what we feel is secure. It threatens all, you know, do we stay in this town? Do we not stay in this town? Do I stay in this career? Do I not stay in this career? What do I cling on to? And we know that the ego and the mind wants to cling on to something that is real. And we know we don't get to take any of this with us. We don't get to, it's all motion, it's all energy, it's all in movement. And I think it's one of the greatest blessings we can have is to get stripped of so much stuff. It's a hard lesson. It can be, you know, at some point in time, we got to learn a lesson, whether it be now or whether it be on our deathbed. You know, we don't get to take this body. We don't get to take our identity. We don't get to take our bank account statement. We don't get to take our material things. We don't get to take the status of our relationship or any of that. And so it is a huge blessing, and it is an opportunity for us to all come together and really ask the deep, deep question of what is it that we really want to create. And obviously you guys are doing that already. But I think for so many, every individual will be creating something unique for themselves. And that's the opportunity for us to help them birth that truth for themselves. But it's really the ultimate surrender. We no longer have to look to somebody to go, I don't have to keep up with the Jones. I don't have to keep up with the cultures told me. I don't have to keep up with what, you know, imagine if you were, you know, didn't give an F, right? Like really and truly, what would you do? And you guys look like you're already living there, right?
Yeah.
For a lot of humanity, they're not. And I know even for myself, sometimes I question, you know, are we in our bliss, sacrifice and bliss, but are we truly in our bliss? And if we're not in our bliss, this is a great opportunity to recreate what really matters to each and every person.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for that.
And it is that time of this, one of a great awakening, and two of recreation, and from scratch, which is scary and could be bewildering and overwhelming, but it's also beautiful and fantastic and enriching, and it's almost like, wow, really, we're creating this, like, really, like, wow.
We're the creators of our own reality,
and we're doing it,
and we get to choose
absolutely.
what reality we're going to make.
Yeah.
And so one of the issues that I see, people having right now is maybe like a lack of work. Maybe people are doing jobs that they don't like to do. Maybe they're having a financial difficulty, and they are, out of funds. And I know that one of the things that you do, I mean, you have a lot going on. You're the founder and the TV host of Good Morning La La Land, and you're of Society. Is that how you pronounce it?
Correct.
Society.
Yeah, I think that it's a great question. What do people do when it comes to money? And I think that because let's face the fact, that's what they think that's going to solve their problems. And yes, you need to get stabilized in being able to eat and have, shelter. So I think that when it comes to that, I do believe that humility is a big part of our spiritual development. So I think that, like all of us, when we get clear of what that calling is, service can look like, being a dishwasher and serving, the person that's right in front of you. Service can be anything. The universe will humble us where we need to be humbled. And it doesn't mean anyone's better or worse. In fact, it could mean the opposite. The person that still has stuff may not grow as much as the person that may need to go wash dishes, because they're not going to really get the profound beauty of the moment of service. And so I think that we have to recognize that the universe does for us what we can't do for ourselves, and that there is always a way. There's always a way. You have to let go of everything you've ever known, pivot and open where it is that you are needed and can serve. And that is always the calling.
Oh, sister. I love the saying, when there's a will, there's a way. And it goes very much in Taoism, which is, translated in English to wayism. So to find the way, the best path to guide you. And I've been doing a lot of dishes in here in Costa Rica, in all these communities.
You are in a community like that. And
I think about Mr. Miyagi. He was the teacher, but really he was the handyman. So it is fun to find a good niche in the circles you fall into, for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's a great opportunity for people to respect money and also to receive it. Like, as you guys know, we're having this conversation yesterday, that the truth of money, as you guys know, is that there is a destiny around it, meaning what our beliefs believe around money. So, we have to throw out the way of thinking that I have to exchange for a dollar, give and serve and all that we may already open our eyes and recognize that, nature has, all kinds of wealth to give us without any money whatsoever. Or there may be communities you walk into that are able to give you so much that it would cost you so much. Think about the World Wide Web, right? Think about the trillions of dollars sitting right in front of us that it took to get right here, right now. What would it cost to do this? And we need to start being of gratitude and recognizing the universe, as you guys know, is that if we don't get in that flow of gratitude, it stops the currency of that flow. And so if we don't recognize that and begin to see where we do still have abundance, and I recognize there's some people that literally can't eat, don't have money for food. And then there's other people that just literally are afraid because they're not gonna be able to pay for, whatever, abundant thing they want. And so it's relative, but the point is that each and every one of us, I don't care where we are, if we don't step into gratitude, the universe has a way of just stopping flow and having us have a real good wake up call. So you better start finding some gratitude, because you don't want the lesson of, the kicking ass from the universe. It always comes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's absolutely true, Dr. Erin, because, we left it all behind. Like that's, one of the things that we've done. We've left the security of our massage therapy jobs. We've left our clients. We left all of our sources of income, really. I mean, to come here to work on this new earth, to work on our non-for-profit organization, to work on the sacred economies, to build the new systems. And right now we are on a leap of faith that this is going to work.
I gotta say,
that's all there is.
Absolutely grateful to be here, a part of this building of the new earth, because to witness these different communities coming in to plant food. I planted 20 trees the other day. That's my highlight of my week. I'm so excited. They were all fruit-bearing trees, so they're gonna produce a lot for everybody. And we're talking about new economy. We're talking about different systems. We're talking about tokens. We're talking about, online
the commons,
right? Everything. So
I'm curious to know for you guys, because, harmony, I love the word harmony. I think it sums up, really, it is the sum of what I would consider heaven versus chaos of hell. And I think it's interesting because I think that a lot of people look at some spirituality and think it's really woo-woo, right? And I think that there are some communities of people that are woo-woo in that if there's not order, then it can be, it doesn't land. You know what I mean? We can live in that ethereal realm and it can be magical. But if we don't put 2 feet on the ground and get in order, the first principle of heaven is order, which really means harmony, and having structure to it as well. So we want 2 feet, one in real structure and one in pure potential, right? So how are you guys, how are you organizing it? Is there a structure?
That is exactly what we're doing right now. We're structuring all of the systems that we need to have into place to create this platform where we can broadcast our message and where we can unite our non-for-profit initiatives with our for-profit side of business, because a lot of the people in the spiritual community as well have also turned away against money, because there's this dichotomy of like, oh, money is the root of all evil. And so there's this kind of like this shunning of that energy, and we do need money to make great things happen. And so right now, we've been working tirelessly. Like I spend 15 hours a day in my computer, and of course taking breaks and balancing it with nature and all of that. But nevertheless, I spend a lot of time right now, organizing, harmonizing humanity, creating the business plan for Ascendia, working on networking, on the pitch decks, on getting our message super clear for our potential investors. Working right now, I met a beautiful woman here who works with the Costa Rican government and who's starting to work with women to educate them on permaculture. And we met, and she wants me to come educate them, and we would get funding from the government for our non-for-profit. So, we would unite and partner up with a local non-for-profit, and then also bring in international money. So we're looking to partner up with, women leaders, organizational leaders that have already these structures that we can learn from. We are a startup non-for-profit organization. This is all new to us, but we're learning a lot in the process. And we're learning what our roles are and how we can best operate together. And thankfully we have a great deal of support as well with everything we're doing with Tsunami and our team of Ascended. So we're super happy. And I just wanted to say that you're going to be presenting in our Harmonizing Humanity Abundance VIP temple. And one of the things that you're going to be presenting is creating your spiritual business online. Is that right?
That's correct. That's primarily what we do. We develop soul-based business owners and certify spiritual coaches, practitioners, and we will be launching our ministerial and doctorate program. But so we team up with Emerson Theological, but we have we have real estate agents that just want spiritually based principles and bringing it into their companies. We have, all different types of people. It's amazing how many people just want to be spiritually based, and we're in the New Thought movement genre, so there's about 1,500 spiritual centers that we align with. The teachings, which are metaphysics, which is, science of mind and unities and divine science. And it's a very specific lineage. It's open at the top. I would not consider it dogmatic at all, but at the same time, it's very specific in that we, like, for example, we are not, it's tricky, like things like tarot reading, like cards, things like that. So we are not against it. It just, anytime someone else is reading your thing with their subjective mind, it's against our practice, because our practice is really about holding people for their potential and their vision for themselves. Mm-hmm. So there's little things like that we kind of, it's an interesting, area of different spirituality and why we do that. And it's very specific because we don't want to ever project our perception onto someone else's consciousness. We believe the consciousness is the purest thing there is, and it's for somebody. We help them birth their truth. We help them have their own perceptions, and it's really important for people to recognize that their perception is the most valuable thing that they have.
Absolutely, very nice, beautiful. So I just wanted to touch a little bit about the organization you were asking about with this community building. Mm-hmm. So basically we're traveling from different communities here, and there's many here, and there's many that are starting, and there's many that have been here in place and are working. Mm-hmm. So we're learning from the working communities, and we're making blueprints that are going to be open source so that we can share. So once we have, a few working ones that are well done, that can carry through with whoever wants that information to implement that into their own communities. Mm-hmm. Of course, Ascendia has their own blueprint that's in the making, and it's
and it will be open sourced, right?
Absolutely. And then we're just tying all these communities into each other and into a main loop to a laissez-faire governance, where it's a little bit different, but there's like an online hub that everyone can be connected into, and that we all are one huge community of many communities.
It's great.
And that's what we're doing. Yeah. That's what we're doing with Harmonizing Humanity, is we're bringing together all of these different projects and seeing where we can find those interconnections, where we can support each other and lift each other higher and cooperate this ship into new consciousness, right? Co-labor in this sense of we're gonna be the rainbow bridge to the new world, the new reality that we are co-creating together.
Right.
So I'd like to ask you a question, Dr. Erin.
I don't know what's happening with the camera. There. Sometimes it goes out.
So what is one of your most tangible takeaway for somebody to take today to launch their dream into reality?
Sure. So as we know, look, the online world it is no question that right now is the time to go online for sure. We have more millionaires and billionaires are made in economical crisis than any other time. People have been demanded to, come home and be in front of the computer instead of go to a physical job, and people will be shopping online, and people also are shifting their values through this entire thing. So it's a great time to launch your soul-based business or spiritual coaching business or whatever. But I'd say the most tangible, say again the question, the most tangible.
What is the most tangible tip or tool for somebody to launch their dream into reality?
Well, we know the most important thing is the inner work. No question about it. that we do
Of
the
course.
trauma. We work with, I've developed the method E4 trauma method. So there's no question that that work is the
Of
most
course.
important work for sure. So we do mindset and skill set. Like both of our two legs of the company are dealing with all the inner work. So we birth someone's truth through the truth triangle, and we deal with all their limited beliefs through the E4 trauma method and so on and so forth, and also through their spiritual practice. But the skill set work we do in 8 pillars of business. It's the foundations of all business. Doesn't matter. We have some women that are total, have ideas for the business, and we have women that have multiple 7-figure businesses in the group. So there 8 pillars of business that you use for the rest of your life. So the most tangible thing, in my opinion, is commitment. I mean, commitment, it's a decision, it's a power decision to decide you're going to live your dream, or to do your inner work to discover what your purpose is, whatever it is. That's the number one thing. And then doing your inner work to release your limited beliefs. There's 2 primary things we do in spiritual work, which is coming to the true identity, releasing all false identity, and no longer placing our power out into the world. And then we also, of course, we need to get really clear of what our purpose is. And there's a formula for that, which is basically all the suffering you've gone through is for a reason, so that you can understand what you are here to complete in your DNA cycle and on this planet. So it is your triumph plus your passion plus your skill set equals your purpose. And then we take that life purpose statement that we create out of that, and we take it into the business. And I think that the number one thing that I see in success online for the spiritual coaching or spiritual practitioner, or someone who really wants to be that type of a level, is actually testimonials. So in the certification program, we actually have the women do processes on each other in exchange for testimonials, so that they can show to the world and prove to the world that they can get results, and that people begin to see them and view them as that, right? Each person, we are energetically creating each other into existence. So if someone sees you as that already, then they can, wrap their head around it and see you as that as well. And that's an energetic thing. So it's really about, there's a very specific thing that we go through to have somebody launch their company online. It's very tangible. It is not, it's not ethereal at all, in that we do all that work in the mindset work.
So you do, I feel like, you're harmonizing this balance of like the feminine and the masculine, like the feminine being like your emotions, your mindsets, all the inner work that you're talking about, with like the tangible outer work of like a business. So when you're bringing these two together, it's like you're bringing a full embodiment of a completion of a being.
Yeah, we don't see it. Business development is spiritual development. There is no difference. And in fact, I think it's one of the most advanced spiritual practices, because you're demanded to have really advanced relationships. You're demanded to get really, organized. You're demanded to, prevail, and you have to really love what you do. It has to be mission based. Otherwise you will want to give up when there's hard times. So it is, I think it's such a beautiful way. And I love goals when it comes to, we don't outline, and we say that or something greater, and we allow our higher self or divine to do that for us. But at the same time, we want to set goals so we can understand, is it, so we can track our consciousness, right? So we can see, is it something that we were sabotaging in our mindset, or was it something in our skill set, or was it something that the universe decided there's something different going on here for you, right? So we want to be able to see and measure what's truly going on, and listen to the feedback from the universe.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for helping us see this balance of how we can harmonize our life through our development, our spiritual development, our mind, body, emotional development, our mindset development, our releasing of the limiting beliefs, and reprogramming with abundance and gratitude, and also the capacity to organize the structures that we need in life to make all of these tangible goal goal-driven effects in our lives that will actually manifest the reality that we want to create. And so I'm just really happy to share that you're going to be teaching more on this on our Harmonizing Humanity Abundance VIP Temple day on Monday, July 27th. We're going to be releasing the schedules on the page for everybody to see when to tune in to your workshop. And we're also going to have a lot of other beautiful speakers that are going to be talking to people and women. Our specific audience is women in need, underprivileged women, women of color, indigenous women, women who maybe don't have the financial equity, but they have the passion, they have the desire to learn these skills. And part of what our non-for-profit mission is to raise funds to create scholarships for these women to maybe take a training with you, or to take a training with one of our other trainers that are going to be speaking on these really great matters of how we can be financially empowered as women so that we can generate fruitful capital for future generations, which that is my dream. And I'm on the mission myself. I'm determined to crack the code, really, crack the code to my self-mastery, whatever that takes, so that I can generate resources not only for myself, but for the future generations and my children's and the children's of all the community members that are in our vicinity and of the world. Now that we are gaining more and more interconnectivity through technology, one of the things that we're doing with Harmonizing Humanity is we're supporting different charity initiatives, including our charity initiative and other charity initiatives. So we want to be able to generate abundance for everyone, and learning these skills that you have to teach are very key and very foundational to our growth. And we look forward to learning more from you. We really do admire.
Thank you so much for having me, and keep up the great work, you guys. And look, it's all destiny. We just talked about the concept of the bamboo, and you can water the bamboo for 5 years and then it sprouts up 90 feet. So you just keep prevailing, and the universe does the rest. So keep up the great work.
We're trusting the universe. And that's one of the tips, one of the bonuses that I want to give today for your takeaways is trust the universe. Have faith, because when you are going through a challenging time where maybe you don't know where your next plate of food is coming, or you don't know where your next client is coming, or you don't know where your next resource is coming, or your next connection that is going to help you to grow, you don't know where that's coming from. But if you cultivate this gratefulness, this gratitude, and this trust, I have tested it again and again in my worst moments. And all of a sudden I go into that stop thinking that we taught earlier, the stop doing. I go into my breath, I do some earthing, I align all my energy systems, and I just feel grateful and thankful and excited about life. And I feel like I can trust the universe, like the universe has my back. And I cannot tell you, time and time and time again, I make a great connection. I meet my next client. I make the next, whatever situation that's going to be the most ideal for my growth and my development. And it's something that I'm not doing. It happens because of the energetic shift that I'm having within my frequency codes that I'm putting out into the universe through my heart center. So I hope you all take this with you. And if you all want to continue connecting with us and attend the beautiful class that we're going to have with Dr. Erin, which is going to be more elaborate, we're going to have more time, and we're going to have a social lounge where we're going to have interactive activities. Please join our Harmonizing Humanity.org and make sure that you get your VIP Abundance Temple entry. You can always have a discount with checking out with Harmonia. That is the goddess of harmony, bringing in the harmony to all of the worlds. And you will get a discount for your ticket, and you'll have access to all of our amazing goddess speakers speaking on empowerment and liberation, moksha. So thank you so much. We are going to be checking out with Tsunami Diamond.
Hello. I just wanted to pop in and say hi to Erin real quick.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you. I'm doing amazing.
Are you down in Costa Rica as well?
No, I'm in Murrieta. I'll be I'm down in Murrieta. Gonna be heading to LA next week. Maybe I'll be there. I should be there for a day before I head up north because we're gonna have an event location for broadcasting up out of Nevada City.
Cool. Well, we'll have to say hi if you come.
Yeah, maybe I can stop by and see you. I'm gonna have my son with me, and yeah.
Maybe Dr. Erin can come to the Nevada City location.
Yeah.
The live filming.
You're totally welcome to.
So great. Thank you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Erin.
Thank you,
Thank you, ladies.
Bye, guys.
So blessed to have you in my life.
And we shall stay in touch.